has more of those things than a Justin Herbert. But I think his floor is also bottom out, throws more picks and touchdowns next year, and just can't lead an offense whatsoever to save his life, because, that's what we saw this past year at Utah State. When things go bad, it was like quicksand. And he had a lot of chances this year in the second half of games to come back, and he just tried to do way too much. And like I said, the consistency aspect, it's not just the bad decision, it's the footwork is inconsistent. His pocket presence is inconsistent. And it led to just poor quarterback play this last season. So you're banking on a lot of things getting cleaned up very quickly, and at the highest level of football, I'm just not sure it's ever going to happen.
Mike Renner joining us, PFF.com. That's Pro Football Focus. They go through, they rank every guy in the upcoming NFL draft, which, look, it's going to be a virtual draft. It's not going to affect our world at all. It's going to be different, but going to be fun and interesting, as I think everybody will need it for something to do. You mentioned, when I said quarterback, when I said rankings, you said quarterback. That's because we didn't mention Chase Young. Obviously, different position. I can't compare a quarterback to a guy who's, a defensive end, but I can't compare him to previous defensive ends like a Nick Bosa. How did Chase Young grade out in comparison to Nick Bosa?
Yeah, so he had the highest grade we've ever given to an edge defender. That's higher than, that goes back to Myles Garrett, that goes back to Joey Bosa and Nick Bosa, with the highest single season grade, and it really wasn't even close. Like, I've truly never seen anything like this. I've only been doing this I graduated 2012 college, but that last 8 years, he's better than Javen Clowney, better than Myles Garrett, and he is as athletic as those guys as well. So I think we're really about to see something special at the NFL level. Like, Nick Bosa hit the ground running as well as any defensive end in recent memory has hit it, and I think we're about to see Chase Young be even better this upcoming season. He is just a special type of edge defender prospect that, there's no such thing as can't miss in the NFL draft, but if healthy, he's can't miss.
All right, if you take away Chase Young and Joe Burrow, is Tua the next rated prospect, or is it Jerry Jeudy? Is it Derek Brown, Isaiah Simmons? Who's the next rated prospect?
I think it's Tua. It's Tua on our board, because we factor in quarterback and the value of that to some degree. If you're not factoring that in, I think it's Jerry Jeudy. I think he's that special of a prospect. You watch the way this guy runs routes, and he looks like he's been in the NFL for a decade and has every trick in the book. He just really is special in that regard, and that's usually the thing that you're trying to, with these modern wide receivers who don't need to have that to win at the college level. That's usually the thing you're like, we'll teach him to run routes. He has the athleticism. Jeudy not only has the athleticism, he already has the routes down. So to me, he is the best wide receiver prospect we've seen probably since about Amari Cooper back in 2015. That was.
How big is the drop off between Jerry Jeudy and a I don't know if CeeDee Lamb or Henry Ruggs? Like, who's the next? Well, I'm not saying that you're wrong about Jeudy. I'm just wondering how big a drop off statistically is there between Jeudy and others.
I think there's a little bit of a drop-off, but I don't think it's that big. Like, that's why people are saying this is a special wide receiver class. You've heard it. I'm sure everyone has by now. But because CeeDee Lamb does a lot of those things well, like, he's just not as dynamic an athlete as Jeudy, but is already a really polished route runner, is probably a little more physical and a little better in contested catch situations than Henry Ruggs, the type of athlete like we really haven't seen coming into the NFL in quite a while. Like, John Ross is fast, but he wasn't the guy who could play jump balls. Henry Ruggs was 4.27 that has a 42-inch vertical, and they're throwing him fades in the red zone, and he's getting so it really is pretty special. Like, they're got to on some of these guys because it goes deep and you can get one in the second round. But I feel good about those three guys at the top being something special at the NFL level.
All right, then it's also a really good offensive tackle draft. Andrew Thomas, we had on from Georgia, solid 4-year starter, right? Started since the day he walked in. Jedrick Wills, we had on Kirk Ferentz, and he couldn't have more praise for Tristan Wirfs, not just in how good he is as a right tackle, his ability that he thinks to move to left, and that he still has potential for improvement because he's only a third-year player. And there's Mekhi Becton, who's just a physical freak at Louisville. Give me your grades on the tackles and the difference between those guys.
Yeah, so I said the wide receiver class is special. I think this class is right up there with that wide receiver class because not only are these guys really good and really physically appealing, they're all young. Like, these guys are all true juniors coming out, third-year players. And you go back to, Quentin Nelson coming out of Notre Dame was a senior. Like, these guys who are usually at the top of the draft are not usually coming out young because offensive line is such a skill position that needs to be developed. And so to have 4 guys at the top, all true juniors, all playing as well as these guys have, is pretty rare. Becton is the one kind of wild card of the group. Like, we've seen elite level football from Andrew Thomas, Georgia. We've seen it from Works already in our grading. We've seen it from Wills. But Becton, he's been really up and down. But man, you cannot teach a 6'7", 370-pounder to move the way he does. Like, you fall in love with, just get flashbacks of Orlando Pace, Brian McKinney with this guy and what he could become. And now he, at Louisville, switched sides based on the formation as his freshman and sophomore year. So he was at left tackle one play and then right tackle the next play. And it's really that's impossible. That dude really screwed up his development. Finally, this past year, got to play left tackle only. Had it by far his best season, but still really a work in progress in terms of his pass protection. So I would lean those other 3 guys before I take Becton. But those physical tools only come around once every decade or so.
It's Doug Gottlieb Show here on Fox Sports Radio. Mike Renner is our guest. Pro football folks, go to PFF.com for the best analysis leading up to the NFL draft. Is there a name of a skill position guy which America doesn't know, you guys at PFF know, love, and we're going to hear it called first night, and you're going to go, you know what, that guy's going to be a baller?
Ooh, that's a good question. Skill position guy. So I don't think any running backs end up going in the first round. I think the one guy who really isn't, I don't know if America doesn't know him, but his production's not great, but advanced stats say that he probably, it should be a first rounder, is TCU's Jalen Rager. Like, he only had something like 600 yards this past season, but he had the 3rd highest rate of off-target throws of any wide receiver in the country. Like, his TCU's quarterback situation was a disaster, and he was in the bottom 10 even the year prior to that as a sophomore, but still went over 1,000 yards. This guy, he jumped over 11 foot in a broad jump at the combine, over a 40-inch vertical. His explosiveness personified at like 5'11", 205. He probably play running back really wild at that size. But he gets open deep. And so I think he's pretty much a lock at this point to go in the first round with that explosiveness and with that deep speed.
Yeah, no concerns over how heavy he was, and the 40 time wasn't great?
Yeah, so the 40 time was a little disappointing, but I think who was it said, Dale Jeremiah had it on from his trainer that he was running 4.3 all in the lead up, and you watch him on tape, and he gets open. Like, he is running past guys, fast cornerbacks there in the Big 12. He is separated down the football field. There's no real concerns with that slow time for me. Not slowish. I mean, 4.47 was slow, relatively slow to what we expected.
Right, relatively slow for burners. Mike Renner at PFF_Mike. Or you can go to PFF.com for the best analysis leading up to the NFL draft. Mike, great stuff, man. Thanks so much for joining us.
For sure, Doug. Thanks for having me on.
The pleasure is all mine. Mike Renner joining us on the Discover Card Guest Hotline. Get your free credit scorecard today, even if you're not a Discover customer. It includes your FICO credit score, and checking your scorecard won't hurt your credit. Learn more at discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply. The sport we will see return first is, you'll find out next.
This is the Doug Gottlieb Show on Fox Sports Radio. Let's be honest, we don't need the draft. Not all agree, but the NFL draft will be going on. The Cincinnati Bengals select, and we're covering it like we always do. Join us on April 23rd as we find out who's sentenced to the Bengals on Fox Sports Radio.
With all that's going on, it's easy to forget to take care of ourselves with exercise. Even if we're staying home and staying safe, we need to keep our bodies moving to keep our spirits high. Our trusted friends at Cadenwood, the leaders in CBD, have a way to help. Level Select CBD is a complete line of products, including sports creams and roll-ons. They started with a penetrating formula that on its own is a great sports cream. Then they added enough CBD to be really effective. Level Select CBD is independently tested with 0% THC and made in the USA. It's the choice athletes and non-athletes alike swear by. Visit LevelSelectCBD.com. Order any of their products right now and get 15% off. Use promo code CBD15. That's levelselectcbd.com, promo code CBD15. Or subscribe and save even more. LevelSelectCBD.com.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. You've worked hard building up your retirement nest egg, but will it provide the income you need to have a comfortable retirement? Do you have the right investment mix? Stocks, bonds, cash? What about annuities or real estate? If you have $500,000 or more, call for Fisher Investments' free guide, The Definitive Guide to Retirement Income. Call Fisher at 1-800-885-7766. That's 1-800-885-7766.
This is a Jackson Hewitt Tax Service announcement. Last year, did you get a smaller tax refund than you were expecting? Or are you worried you're not getting every dollar you deserve? Then you've got a reason to switch to Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. We know our stuff, and we'll make sure you get your biggest tax refund. Plus, it pays to switch to Jackson Hewitt. Come in today and ask a Jackson Hewitt Tax Pro how to get rewarded with $100 when you switch. Get your biggest tax refund. Go to Jackson Hewitt today. That's Jackson Hewitt.
This is an American Red Cross blood donation alert. We are currently facing a severe blood shortage due to the coronavirus outbreak. Healthy blood and platelet donors are asked to make an appointment to give now. Donating blood is safe and can help save lives. Cancer patients, accident victims, and so many others continue to need life-saving blood. Please schedule your appointment now by visiting redcrossblood.org or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS. You can make a difference.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines the prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means the prescription medication to treat ED is super affordable at 4hims.com. And now get your first online doctor's visit free at 4hims.com. That's right, zero copay, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. That's really good news. To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/joy.
Many of us can experience mental health challenges, including anxiety or depression, that may leave us feeling vulnerable, fragile, or scared during these uncertain times. At iHeartMedia, we want to remind you that while you may be social distancing, you are not alone. Our partner NAMI, the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization, can help. Visit NAMI.org and learn more now. Find information, resources, get support, and find out how you can best support others too. Again, that's NAMI.org, NAMI.org.
Social Security is with you through life's journey from birth to retirement. As your life changes year to year, so do your needs. For over 80 years, Social Security has helped to meet your needs and is committed to improving access to the services that make a difference in your life. Today, you can verify your earnings, estimate your future benefits, apply for retirement, manage your benefits, and even change your address, all from the comfort of your home. Social Security's online services help put you in control with secure access to your information anytime, anywhere, allowing you to spend more time with family, friends, or simply just enjoying the day. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. See what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Have you ever felt so dizzy you could hardly stand up? You're not alone. Millions of people struggle with dizziness and experience the debilitating symptoms of vestibular dysfunction, such as vertigo, nausea, and ringing in their ears. Vestibular disorders affect people of all ages and can impact ability to work, go to school, or just perform everyday tasks like shopping and getting dressed. Because these symptoms are invisible and difficult to describe, they're often overlooked by doctors and dismissed by family and friends. But there is hope. Visit vestibular.org or call 800-837-8428. If you or someone you know has experienced a persistent sense of dizziness or lack of balance, visit vestibular.org to search for a vestibular specialist in your area. The Vestibular Disorders Association can help you discover a life rebalanced. Visit vestibular.org, that's vestibular.org, or call 800-837-8428.
Sports Radio 95.9 FM. To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1. studios of Fox Sports Radio, here's Doug Gottlieb.
Doug Gottlieb Show. We're on Fox Sports Radio. Oh, it's a fun day. It's a fun day. Today is Tuesday, which I know what game that means.
This is Game Time on the Doug Gottlieb Show.
All right, Dan Byer, let's get to game time.
All right, Doug, the game today is...
Rank 'em.
I don't know if it's Groundhog's Day. Maybe I give this to you every week, but Doug, rank the sports in order that you believe will return first. Put 5 of them down there for you. NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, golf, and even MLS. What order do you think they return?
I think the NBA returns first. I think Major League Baseball second. NHL third, MLS fourth, and golf fifth. I'm only ranking golf fifth. Golf has a set plan. The Memorial is in, what, July? Is that what it said?
It's usually in early June, but they may have it in mid-June. Maybe the weekend where the U.S. Open was supposed to be, which would be Father's Day weekend. That's tentatively not official, but that seems to be the hope of golf.
I think they'll all be back by then. I think golf will be filled.
It's crazy to think. For all of the talk that we've had, and I know hockey doesn't get a bunch of play, but I'm just, with arenas, trying to figure that out. It's easier to find if you were to do a centralized location with courts. I don't know how you do that with rinks, Doug. I have no idea, but
no, it's hard. I don't think they're going to play in. I don't think they'll play in the bubble. They may train in the bubble. I believe that they will, they'll probably send them or maybe to their own facilities and figure out a way to do it. I think they're going to, and they may play in some sort of hybridized, Lakers facility type of deal. But I think ultimately we're going to be, knock on wood, I think June will be out of this thing. Like May will be relatively out, June will be completely out of this thing. And I don't know, there'll be business as usual, but as usual, it can be considering the massive shutdown.
You just had a bit of this discussion with Mike Renner from Pro Football Focus, but
yes,
rank the actual jerseys that the Buccaneers unveiled today. It is a pewter color. You guys are going back and forth. It's just tough for pewter to look that way on threads, but they do have the new pewter helmet. So the white, the red, or the pewter, which jersey of the 3 do you like the best?
Pewter 1, white 2, red 2. Interesting. You?
Yeah, the white does look good. I think it's a very, very clean because the other colors are dark. I'm not as high on the pewter. I'd probably go white, red, pewter in that order. But, yeah, and of course, again, it would be awesome.
Why don't you like the pewter? You don't like this pewter or pewter in general?
Yeah, I just, to me, it just looks like dark gray.
It is a little bit different, but I like the white numbers. Although they use the white numbers on their red as well. I do like an all white look. An all white look is super, super clean.
Doug, rank your 3 favorite NASCAR drivers of all time. This on the heels of Dale Earnhardt Jr. being on the ballot for the first time to be enshrined into NASCAR's Hall of Fame.
I was always a Bill Elliott guy. Bill Elliott, what number?
He was in the Napa car, right? It was that Martin? Bill Elliott.
Bill Elliott was the 9 car.
The 9. I was thinking 6, which was Mark Martin, I believe, for a while, but
yeah.
Bill Elliott. I thought it was a curved single digit, but 6 was in my. I know he had a perm, or curly hair at least.
Bill Elliott would be 3. Let's see here. I'm gonna go. I have a very easy number 1. And the easiest number 1 is super, super easy, right? And we do know what number 1 is, right?
The Intimidator?
No.
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. I thought it...
No, to me, number 1 is 44. That's my favorite number. So, let's see here. I will go any anybody who drove the 44 car
Okay.
as number one.
All right.
And then we'll go, what's his name? The Terminator.
Yeah, Dale,
number three. Number three, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, look, Terry Labonte, Dale Jarrett, they all drove the 44 car. So I'm gonna go Dale Jarrett. Dale Jarrett is a great, not only two first name, but two like Southern first name. Like if Jarrett was the first name, that'd be from the South. If Dale was the first name, that'd be from the South. You combine them both.
Yeah, Dale Jarrett. You could have Jarrett Dale, and it could also be
There you go.
right.
Could also be acceptable.
Rank the best things about quarantine so far. About the quarantine.
I would say there's actually a lot of good things. No traffic. No traffic. No traffic 3, no smog 2, family dinners right.
This is game time on the Doug Gottlieb Show.
So the All-Decade team was announced yesterday, and the NFL did what college athletics does all the time, where they didn't have, technically they had an All-Decade team, but they had, a first team and a second team without being named first team and second team. So I want to get into that, why I kind of disagree. But I get they did it all 53, like a 53-man roster, even though it was only 46-game game, whatever. Aaron Rodgers was on the All-Decade team. Now, I kind of feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to become remembered just like one other NFL superstar. I'll tell you who that is, who your most reminds me of. Coming next, the Doug Gottlieb Show, Fox Sports Radio. You check things all the time. Your email, your ex's IG. But what about checking something as important as your credit? Discover makes it quick and easy, and best of all, free. Discover is now offering FICO credit scores, a score used by 90% of top lenders, for free, even if you're the customer. Checking your score won't hurt your credit, and you can check each month for changes. The Discover Credit Scorecard, free to everyone. Learn more at discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply.
How much money would you like to save just by doing something you're already doing? How about 40%? With Allstate, safe drivers can save 40% just by doing something they're already doing. Driving safe. That's right, 40% just by driving safe. Visit Allstate.com or call a local agent for a quote today and see just how much you can save when you drive safe with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Savings vary and based on otherwise and other safe driving discounts. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
This report is sponsored by H&R Block.
Sluggish ride on the westbound side of Alston at 7 as you come into 787 across the Bermuda Island Bridge just to the west of 787. There is an accident being towards 787 itself. Really not too bad. If you are transitioning off of 787 onto the westbound side of Alston at 7, that will be a tight transition. Up and down the north side, we're in good shape. Watch out for maintenance work on the eastbound side of the freeway coming in 890. From WGY Price Chopper Market 32 Traffic Center, I'm Mike Barker.
There's a lot going on right now, and more than ever, people need their tax refund. That's why H&R Block is open with many ways to do your taxes as safely as possible. You can drop off, work with a tax pro remotely, or file online. Block is always here to help.
The coronavirus is an unprecedented situation that has affected us all. Quick Response Restoration understands the concerns that you may be facing as a business or property owner. Contact Quick Response today to learn more about their residential and commercial building disinfection service. Prescription products require online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines prescriptions appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means the prescription medication to treat ED is super affordable at 4hems.com. And now get your first online doctor's visit free at 4hems.com. That's right, zero copay, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. That's really good news. To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, 4hems.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/joy.
I'm not a big talker. I am a big doer. But sometimes the only way to solve the problem is to get on the horn and figure it out. So the only people I like talking to, Granger. With knowledgeable product experts, ready with the answers to my toughest questions, calling Granger is the one conversation I don't mind having. From machining and motor parts to valves and vacuum pumps. When it comes to solving my problems, Granger's got my back. Call, click Granger.com, or stop by to see for yourself. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Have you ever felt so dizzy you could hardly stand up? You're not alone. Millions of people struggle with dizziness and experience the debilitating symptoms of people of all ages and can impact ability to work, go to school, or just doctors and dismissed by family and friends. But there is hope. Visit vestibular.org or call 800-837-8428. If you or someone you know has experienced a persistent sense of dizziness or lack of balance, visit vestibular.org to search for a vestibular specialist in your area. The Vestibular Disorders Association can help you discover a life rebalanced. Visit vestibular.org, that's vestibular.org, or call 800-837-8428.
Say, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again? Yes, please. Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open, not speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table, share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it? Stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
Real kids are curious about alcohol. 40% were tried by the time they reach 8th grade. Start a real conversation at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. Talk early, talk often. Get others involved. A message from the U.S. DHHS and the Ad Council.
WOFX Troy, WGYFM HD2 Albany, W240EC Albany, Fox.
Will serve you with the speed and dedication you need. Learn how Cintas can help your business stay ready at Cintas.com.
iHeartRadio wants to help with a chance at $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword HOPE to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's HOPE to 200-200.
WGY News brought to you by Boucher Financial Group.
WGY AM Schenectady, WGY FM Albany, and iHeart Radio Station.
4 o'clock at News Radio 810 and 103.
Talking the westbound side of alternate 7 cleared. 787 itself really not too bad, but if you are transitioning off of 787 onto the westbound side of alternate 7, that will be a tight transition. Up and down the northway, we're in good shape. Watch out for maintenance work on the eastbound side of the thruway coming to 890. From the WGY Price Chopper Market 32 Traffic Center, I'm Mike Barker.
Right now, there's a child living in extreme poverty with no future and no hope. But you can bring hope when you become a Compassion International sponsor. Just text the word child to 83393 and sponsor a child right now. The WGY AccuWeather forecast turning cloudy tonight with a few drops of rain late, the low 43. Remaining mostly cloudy tomorrow, some rain in the morning, followed by a passing shower in the afternoon, the high 56. Mostly cloudy Thursday, breezy with showers, the high 52. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Drew Shannon on News Radio 810 and 103.1 WGY.
Right now, sun and clouds, very mild 63 degrees at News Radio 810 and 103.1 WGY. Developing story, acting Navy Secretary Thomas Modly resigning after a leaked audio showed he called the former captain of the USS Theodore Roosevelt stupid. Modly removed Brett Crozier from his post after the captain sent a 4-page letter asking for urgent help as the coronavirus was spreading on his nuclear aircraft carrier. He had apologized this morning for saying Crozier was, quote, too naive or too stupid when he spoke to the crew about the dismissal. More than 170 sailors on the Roosevelt tested positive for the virus, including Captain Brett Crozier. As more information is compiled on coronavirus patients, some trends are starting to emerge, including state health officials expect to have more information along racial lines this week. State Health Commissioner Dr. Harold Zucker reiterating that the majority of deaths from the virus are those with underlying medical conditions.
So one of the challenges is that some of the communities have challenges with their health in general. They're more apt to have some of the challenges with asthma and diabetes. And so anytime anyone who has underlying medical conditions ends up with this virus or any other virus, it puts them more at risk.
The most recent information from the Department of Health shows 86% of those who've died have had an underlying medical condition. More than half suffered from hypertension, high blood pressure, nearly 40% from diabetes. Some local coronavirus positive case numbers that have been updated. Albany County with 333 cases. Saratoga County now up to 155 cases. Schenectady County now to 145. In Rensselaer County, they have 67 cases, and the third death announced In the county this afternoon, a 70-year-old man from East Greenbush who had some underlying medical conditions has passed away. Some substantial numbers of staff at Union College in Schenectady will be joining the thousands and thousands of employees around the country who've been furloughed because of coronavirus. The college announcing 30% of its workforce, about 275 employees, will be furloughed effective April 18th. Daily Gazette reporting the college will furlough staff who, quote, literally cannot do their jobs without students on campus, with the college's facilities and dining services very much impacted. Union College President David Harris says he expects the furloughed employees to be reinstated after students return to campus. Union College closed for the remainder of the spring term due to COVID-19. White House Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham will leave her position as President Trump's chief spokeswoman. Mike Bowers has more.
Grisham is expected to return to the White House's East Wing, where she worked with First Lady Melania Trump before becoming press secretary. Grisham stepped into the job less than a year ago, did not host a press briefing at any point during her tenure, and maintained a considerably lower profile than her predecessors in the job, Sean Spicer and Sarah Huckabee Sanders. To help with the smooth transition, Mike Bauer, News Radio 810 and 103.1 WGY.
And there's a sign, the U.S. job 30,000 in February, 10 million jobs. Nasdaq down 23, S&P 500 OM. Wherever you get your favorite podcasts. WGY News Time is now 4:06. Our next update coming at 4:30. More Sean Hannity in a minute on News Radio 810 and 103.1 WGY. Capital Region's breaking news, traffic, and weather station.
WGY News brought to you by Fagan Associates.
Hi, this is Blake from your local UPS store in Albany and Clifton Park. You know us for packing and shipping, but did you know we have 2 graphic designers on staff? What does that mean for you? We can help you to design and print custom booklets, brochures, businesses to help you get noticed. We're here for your small business or organization.
We're going to look back. And what you say by putting Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers both the Super Bowl, I get it. Could have won the MVP a couple years ago when they lost the Falcons in the playoffs. You know, because if I mentioned Dan Marino to anybody else who wasn't alive during, if I mentioned Ryan Music, what do you think?
Well, Ace Ventura, or just, what people say about how I don't know if it was like 4,000 yards or 5,000 yards, how he was putting up passing numbers way before we ever...
I'd say Dan Fouts was even more ahead of it, right, with Air Cordell. Wide, yeah. And then after him, it was then, what's his name, Kelly, Jim Kelly up in Buffalo, right? And Jim Kelly, and I do feel, I feel like Marino doesn't hold any records. I mean, like those people that said Peyton Manning was the greatest quarterback of all time. And the pushback was always, what did he do in the playoffs? 500 quarterback in the playoffs. And even when he won his second Super Bowl, it wasn't because of him. Aaron Rodgers is going to be that Eli has, that Big Ben has, that Elway has, that Breeze has, like 2 Super Bowl appearances. I'm putting the blame on Rodgers. I've ever seen. But he's going to be a guy you're going to have to go back and tell your kids, no, listen, I know Breeze holds this record. I know Brady won this many Super Bowls. I know that Peyton's still on commercials and he's seen as the smartest quarterback. I know Big Ben won 2 and Eli won 2, but you got to just trust me. Aaron Rodgers is as good or better than any of them. He's going to be the you got to trust me guy. And I think it's fascinating that, so like dudes that know, these are former Hall of Famers and the Hall of Fame voters that follow football, they all know he's the most talented. Because I don't think, I know Aaron Rodgers a little bit, and there's always a little bit of truth to some of the rumors, like, is he tough to deal with? Yeah. Super Bowl, like, you'd kind of be ticked off to begin with. Then you factor in that he's always carried a chip on his shoulder for where he was drafted, for how he sat behind Brett Favre, for how Brett Favre did not mentor him during his time, and can rub people as opinionated the wrong way. I think it's fascinating. Like, will he end up as the appeared in a Super Bowl? But Aaron Rodgers is widely considered as, if quality wins in the playoffs, I feel like he's going to be remembered like a Marino. Which is not a bad thing, but it is definitely a different thing. Always.
Sports Radio. As you sit at home, we want you to know. Rob Walker, my side, who's this? We on the you need. Come on, who's with me? We're Fox Sports Radio.
Thank you guys for the entertainment. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Navigating the stock market can be pretty scary when you retire. Some investors choose annuities, which seem to take the risk out of investing. But investments 885-2288 for Fisher's free guide, Annuity Insights. It answers the annuity questions you should ask. 1-800-885-2288.
Men, with today's health concerns, it's more important. M-Drive Elite is packed with powerful, clinically tested ingredients, including immune support, all in one easy supplement. M-Drive Elite. Elite test. First M-Drive purchase. Refine your prime with M-Drive.
Time crunchers, run with us on a John Deere Z535MZ track mower, built to mow better, faster. Because sometimes you're up against the clock. Like Sunday evening, you got a corner, you're already done. This is more than just grass. It's pride.
And his left tackle are going to be first-round picks. That doesn't mean that he can't play or he didn't help make them look good.
Uniforms will look like, same thing with the Atlanta Falcons, but today we officially saw what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will look like. If you want, you can also get those new Tom Brady jerseys that are now on sale at the NFL shop. If there's a season of Hard Knocks, HBO's season will feature not one but two teams. According to a report from ESPN, Rams and Chargers would be featured in the training camp program. It would be the first time that two teams are used in the show. Angels pitching coach Mickey Callaway said on a conference call today that pitcher Shohei Ohtani continues to be on track to pitch following Tommy John surgery. Now he's been able to do some long toss and should be throwing with velocity soon, according to Callaway, once they get out of this holding pattern. Now, on the heels of the report that Major League Baseball would like to sequester players in Arizona and start the season within the next 2 months, well, Major League Baseball has responded, saying they have had discussions about staging games at one location, but added this, quote, while we continue to interact regularly with governmental and public health officials, we have not sought or received approval of any plan from federal, state, and local officials or the Players Association. End quote. Third member of the Colorado Avalanche has tested positive for COVID-19. The third player, that is. The NHL says that the player has not had any close contact with other players or staff. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Carl Edwards, just two of the 15 nominees announced today for possible induction into the NASCAR Hall of Fame class of 2021. Doug, back to you.
Doug Gottlieb Show, Fox Sports Radio. He's a proud alum of East Central University. That's in Ada, Oklahoma. He's a Seahawks star wide receiver. David Morey joins us on the Doug Gottlieb Show on Fox Sports Radio. David, where are you?
I'm in Gainesville, Texas, SC home.
Gainesville, Texas, which of course is most known not just for where you're currently calling us from, but also you got this, what's it called? It's a mall, but it's outlet mall, right? It's got that big outlet mall.
Oh, yeah.
Just right? Like you can go get some Tommy Hilfiger, but not right now. You can't get that. So what is your day like?
Since COVID-19 hit, probably get up every day, get home with my cousin, and we go work out, and then we'll go try to get some kind of work in, try to stay in shape, and then I chill with my daughter and my family every day in, day out. That's about it.
You mentioned you work out. Like, there's a speakeasy gym. Is there a facility that you don't have to give up this facility? We don't want to get that facility into trouble. We've heard all these like 3 knocks, and then you got to have a password to get in. Is that what it's like to get to your workout place?
Yeah, it's basically a home gym. We basically kind of made something out of nothing, and then put some things together. and then you got yourself a little gym at your house.
So what do you have? You doing the Bowflex? You doing Taibo? What are you doing?
No, we ain't doing none of that. We actually got a little bench. We got one of the little machines that you can literally do every lift on, and then we got some dumbbells, and we go find a hill or something, or some grass, and we'll get some footwork in, or we'll get some running in. So that's pretty much everything you need.
Gainesville, of course, is your hometown. You went to high school. Are there hills in Gainesville?
Yeah, there's some. You can catch some like around some lakes, Moss Lake, Lake Kawa, and then there's like just probably some hills. You can go find one by the highway that leads to I-35. You can go run up that if you really get bored.
Yeah, listen, I don't want you running anywhere near a highway. Like I'll speak for Russell Wilson. Like stay as far from the highway as possible. David Moore joining us on the Doug Gottlieb Show here on Fox Sports Radio. By the way, you and I share the same birthday, January 15th. So 6 months in advance. Happy belated birthday to you. What is it like to be back now? Obviously now you can't go and see a bunch of people except for your cousin, but to be in your hometown, having made it out of Gainesville, made it out of East Central, made it to the NFL, what's it like when you're walking around your hometown?
Sometimes, well, actually, I try to keep it the same. It's all from home, so I try to keep everything mellow. Don't think I'm a star or anything. I'm just David Moore. Basically, when I see little kids out, they'll be the ones more shouting, willing to like come up and talk. And when I see like the older people, like parents or my friends and stuff like that, they'll just keep the same way. But as the youngins, they get pretty excited. I remember I was a kid, I used to do the same thing with Kevin Mathis and the ones that made it out of Gainesville before me. So yeah, it's kind of chill. It's basically home, country living.
Yeah.
Small town. You know everybody.
Yeah, now you're the guy playing for the Seahawks. For the celebration, but the move, we may have thought there was a safety, whatever. Do you take credit for getting him cut?
I don't take credit for that. That's above my pay rate. I don't know too much about that. What they do over here in Minnesota, that's them. I ain't got no control over there, but I can't really even make a comment on it.
Dave Moore joining us on the Doug Gottlieb Show. All right, from pick 229, you were right, 7th round, 229, East Central University, Ada, Oklahoma. If you were going to give a 7th rounder or an undrafted, you're with the Seahawks, right? They got Russell Wilson. At the time, they had a litany of good wide receivers. What do you remember about your first day of real training camp when all the big boys were in?
Well, when I had them in OTAs, it was kind of just like all big brothers, man. They were all just up to me. So, like, when we got to training camp, it was no different. They just wanted me to come back to be in shape and be ready to go. And if I did that, they was going to help me they was going to do the best they could to keep me on the squad or keep me just in the NFL in general and show me the ropes. That's what I did. So the thing I can tell them is, honestly, just go around with a clear head. You know, like, being 7th round or undrafted, that don't really make you or break you. Just going with a chip on your shoulder. That's the same thing you've been doing all your life. You can compete forever, so, and that's one big thing about the Seahawks. That's one thing they preach is compete day in, day out. So that's kind of how we live it out there, and you have to take that with your life. You can go far, but that's why I would like to say to the undrafted in the 7th round. If whatever round you want to go in, you want to go in that one for some reason, you want to be higher, just take it around with it, man, and make them out of it.
Yeah, Chris Carson also 7th round pick, 249, and he rushed for 1,230 yards. Guy had an injury-plagued career at Oklahoma State, not far from you, and perfect example of two guys that have continually gotten better. All right, so who was the guy? If you were going to give credit to the one guy who took you under his wing the most and helped you the most to make the team that first year or throughout your career, who would it be?
Ooh, that's tough. I had literally 3 for sure. I had share would be Paul Richardson. He helped me a lot. I talked to him a lot. And then I would say Doug came around that second year. And he showed me a lot as well. And then Tyler, it's been me and Tyler and Ron Brown. That's another. Those are all my four big friends that I would say is that took me under their wing and showed me everything that they could possibly show me. And Tyler's still doing that till this day. I'm pretty sure he'll end up calling me sometime this week, teach me something that I didn't have.
What do you think DK's doing without a weight room? Like, if DK Metcalf doesn't have a weight room, what will he do with his life? He has to have a weight. He has to have some sort of weight room.
He'll have to have a weight room for at least 2 or 3 months to be fine. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's doing some kind of push-ups. Something to stay big. I know he's running. He posts a picture every day.
No, I mean, Ronnie, yeah, you don't need to lift any more weights. We just need you to keep getting looser and looser in the hips, man. Because we don't need you. Yes, I'm gonna guess also he's running without a shirt on in those videos.
Oh, yeah, show off. Yeah, little shorts so you can see how it is little time. Every muscle he got, you know, good.
He is kind of the human muscle. If I look like that, I'm not sure I'd ever put a shirt on either. So I do.
That's probably going to Walmart with no shirt.
You go to Walmart, or you've seen him at Walmart with no shirt?
I said I would. If I would go to Walmart and just have the shirt off, I've been tied around my head or something.
No,
that's true. Yeah, for sure.
What is it like to play that backyard football with Russell? Because it does feel like every game is the same. And look, we watch the Seahawks game. Every game comes down to you guys with the ball, Russell running around the backfield, making me play backyard football. What's that like for you?
We used to do that all the time, playing jackpot, playing throw-up catch, or just whatever we did. We kind of brings you back to those times you were a kid, and you see, he's running over here, we got to run over here with him, or he's going this way, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to get open. And it's kind of fun because you got to do all these kind of juke moves, all these things that DBs really are not. Actually, you get to do it, and it's kind of fun. You get open, quick way. So you got some little shapes, some little skills in there. Try to find the rough. And on the other side, there's a lot of stuff that can happen during that when he plays. That can hit you, but it's always going to be something big. Either he runs, or he throws it, somebody comes up with a big catch. But it's always with him, and it's fun to play with him as well.
No, it's pretty amazing to watch. Like the last game of the year, you guys were, knocking on the door of beating the 49ers. Is it crazy at all to look back and think, had we scored a touchdown there, you had to delay a game and the penalty went away. We just scored a touchdown there. The Niners have to go on the road. You guys don't go and play in Green Bay. Like, everything changes based upon what happened at the end of the last game of the year.
Yeah, I try not to look at it as, I try to look at it like everything happened for a reason, but yeah, they all that did happen and we didn't. And we didn't have to go to Green Bay or any of that. We all know we can write out a story and let's try to set out, make that a thing, but we'll never know really.
Most important question, okay? When you're mobile ordering in Gainesville, Texas, Brahms or Sun?
Brahms.
Why?
Brahms. The burgers are better. The fries are for sure better. And then they got the ice cream is Brahms is all around better choice.
Yeah, that's it.
I got some good slushies. On a good hot summer day, I'll go to Sonic before I go to Brahms.
Yeah, limeade or cherry limeade?
Cherry limeade.
Good choice. It's a good choice. You gotta have a little cherry too. Well, listen, okay, so you're doing a little bench press today. Did some running today. You're good for the rest of the day. You're safe. You're happy. You're healthy. You're ready to get back to the Hawks. Correct?
Correct.
Well, listen. Enjoy yourself and your family. Thanks so much for joining us and being our guest on Fox Sports Radio.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right, David Moore, former 7th round pick, who's become a dynamic weapon for Russell Wilson. By the way, if there was a way to get an audio autograph for my man Dan Byer, I would have done that, Dan. I know how big a Seahawks fan you are. Should I have asked him about their uniforms? My favorite Seahawks, I love the gray Seahawks uniforms, but I love the light bright yellow ones as well.
The neon ones. Yeah, those are sharp. I'm still kicking myself weeks ago that I forgot about my own team's throwbacks. There's a lot of push for when that helmet rule changes to have the Seahawks throwbacks, which I think is what you drafted as well. But Seahawks have been the Hasselbeck uniforms. They weren't that great, but it was a change from what they had previously. But I love their current uniforms, and I love their old ones as well.
The Hasselbeck uniforms were what? Help me out with.
They were just they were like a lighter shade of navy, and they had the two a bunch of teams.
And the Bills did too. The Bills did too. Yeah, I'm not big on the two-tone stuff. I like their uniforms now. I like their old school uniforms. That's why I chose them in our uniform draft going back a week ago.
I'm still kicking myself. Should have been my first pick.
Well, don't kick yourself too hard. You might hurt yourself. That's the empire we'll hear from him upcoming. Coming up next, which sport is hurt the most by missing games right now? We'll discuss on the Doug Gottlieb Show.
This is the Doug Gottlieb Show on Fox Sports Radio. We just want to remind you that during this global pandemic, we all need to stay calm, stay strong, and keep looking out for each other. Brighter days are coming. Keep it right here on Fox Sports Radio. Because sometimes it's more than just sports.
If you're a pro, Lowe's knows how hard you work every day. So it's important that others are working hard for you. We're here to help with the supplies you need to make critical repairs and the products your customers need to keep their homes safe and healthy during this important time. From our convenient curbside loading to spring savings on the products you need most, our focus is to help keep your business moving forward. Lowe's is pro-ready, and we thank you for all you do.
This is the Jackson Hewitt Tax Service announcement. Did you buy or sell a home, get married, or have a child last year? Maybe you even started here. Then you've got a reason to go to Jackson Hewitt. Because when life changes, so do your taxes. And that's where things can get complicated. At Jackson Hewitt, we know that those events could mean big tax breaks or a higher tax bill. That's why our tax pros make sure your taxes are done right, no matter how your life has changed. Remember, when life changes, so do your taxes. So go to Jackson Hewitt today and let us help you. That's Jackson Hewitt.
Man, with today's health concerns, it's more important than ever to take care of your body. That means eating right, sleeping enough, and maybe even taking supplements. My supplement is M-Drive Elite. Designed to strengthen your body, M-Drive Elite is packed with powerful, clinically tested ingredients, including immune support, all in one easy supplement. M-Drive Elite. Elite testosterone and immune support. Get M-Drive Elite with GNC and vitamin shots. Or go to mdriveformen.com and use code DRIVE to get 20% off your first M-Drive purchase. Refine your prime with M-Drive.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. You worked hard building up your retirement nest egg, but will it provide the income you need to have a comfortable retirement? Do you have the right investment mix? Stocks, bonds, cash? What about annuities or real estate? If you have $500,000 or more, call for Fisher Investments' free guide, The Definitive Guide to Retirement Income. Call Fisher at 1-800-885-7766. That's 1-800-885-7766.
Hey, it's Zach Harris. Join me Friday nights at 5 for the Friday Night Tailgate. It's an hour packed with everything you need to know about the Capital Region sports scene. The Friday Night Tailgate, Friday nights at 5 on Fox Sports 980 and 95.9 FM. Driven by Mohawk Chevrolet in Clifton Park.
This is an American Red Cross blood donation alert. We are currently facing a severe blood shortage during this coronavirus outbreak. Healthy blood and platelet donors are asked to make an appointment to give now. Donating blood is safe and can help save lives. Cancer patients, accident victims, and so many others continue to need the life-saving blood. Please schedule your appointment now by visiting redcrossblood.org or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS. You can make a difference.
Today's horoscope Go, brought to you by Geico.
Today begins a journey toward a new you, Aries, making smarter, healthier decisions for yourself. Starting with going to geico.com and discovering you could save hundreds of dollars a year on car insurance with Geico. You will also attend your first fitness boot camp. Your journey toward a new you will stumble after your 11th burpee and ends with you hyperventilating in the parking lot. Tomorrow's a new day, Aries.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
There will be parties against sin and family gatherings. There'll be parades and sporting events and concerts. To help our communities when they come back together, respond to the 2020 census now. Spend a few minutes online today to impact the next 10 years of healthcare, infrastructure, and education. Respond online today to make America's tomorrow brighter. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
A social distancing tip from iHeartRadio.
Putting distance between yourself and others is critical to slowing the spread of coronavirus. So here are ways to stay in contact without the physical contact part. Call, send a text, set up a video conference, post on social media, dedicate a song on the radio. If you have symptoms of fever, dry cough, and shortness of breath, call your healthcare provider before going to their office. For more info, visit coronavirus.gov.
Let's all do our part because we're all #alone together. Brought to you by iHeartRadio and the Ad Council.
American warfighters go into battle. If all goes well, they'll come home. But not everyone makes it all the way home. Many come home with traumatic injuries. It's estimated that over 500,000 current warfighters will return from service diagnosed with PTSD. For over 45 years, Help Heal Veterans, a not-for-profit organization, has crafted a way to help returning veterans create their way back. Help Heal Veterans, with the support of citizens like you, creates, manufactures, and distributes therapeutic art and crafts projects for our veterans and the military at no charge to them. Since World War I, doctors and occupational therapists report that building things helps improve gross motor skills, improve memory, alleviates anger issues, and helps rebuild confidence and self-esteem. Help us heal vets. To volunteer or learn more, visit healvets.org. Help a veteran. Visit healvets.org.
My mother was very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign, and she wasn't really sure where she was at.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This is Fox Sports 980 and 95.9 FM. Days live at 10 Eastern. Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp go head-to-head on the day's hottest sports topics. Undisputed with Skip and Shannon live weekdays at 10 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. Broadcasting live from the studios of Fox Sports Radio, here's Doug Gottlieb.
Doug Gottlieb Show, Fox Sports Radio. Thanks to Dave Moore, Gainesville, Texas. It's like the Barstow of Texas, right? Like Barstow is the town. I know the teaching comes out over there for a little bit. Barstow is best known for Outlet Mall and what used to be the biggest McDonald's in the world, the Dallas Butt Packer. I think Sonic's probably better in the other aspects of it and has a cool reputation. Plus they got the little car hop so you never come out of your car. They were ahead of this social distancing thing before anybody else. Music, have you figured out first thing you guys are going to do and then you get out, like when you get freedom, like what do you have a plan? We're starting to get this is like the Shawshank Redemption, like Guantanamo, whatever, Mexico. Like, is there a place that you're going, a thing that you're doing when we get clean?
Not necessarily, because there's no real time frame in place on when that'll happen. So
that doesn't stop your dreams from dreaming. I need you to find a place that you're going to go.
Well, Doug, when you have a wedding and a honeymoon that's been postponed,
yes.
TBD,
you
don't really have plans on what you're going to do other than get married and try and go on a honeymoon again. So until you start having dates on when all those things could start occurring again, you don't really have plans to do much else other than that.
You can have dreams.
My dream is to get married and go on my honeymoon once we know when all of this is going to be over.
Terrible dream. It's a terrible dream. I'm kidding with you. Have you seen the story of the South African honeymooners? That they're on one of these islands like in Maldives or something, at this incredible resort, and yet they couldn't get out, or being guaranteed they would get a flight to get out, so they're just staying. And the way it works in Maldives is if one person is at the resort, the staff has to stay. So they get waited on hand and foot. They're getting like a super discounted rate. They may be bankrupt by the time they get home, but they're having a hell of a time in Maldives.
Sounds like a pretty good time. I didn't see that one. I did see that apparently Jay Cutler and his wife are somewhere in like the Bahamas or something.
Yeah, Bahamas.
Yeah, and they're basically doing a similar situation. Although people seem to be giving them a hard time because they're not sure if they're there by choice or if they're being forced to be there.
Yeah, that's funny. I have a buddy who went to Maui. He and a couple other guys went to Maui. They got a VRBO. They've been there since the middle of March. They've been there since, I think, March 18th or something, maybe? And they're set to leave, I think, April 18th. And he's like, look, I get up, I open my laptop, I work every day. We start like 5:30. Because that's like 8:30, that's full time, or maybe on Sunday, I'm not sure what time. 5:30 starts working. And 4 or 5 people stay in the house, so it's less than $100 a day. Nice house, right, a block from the beach. That won't end. This is Colin Cowherd earlier today on which sport will be heard most by no games being played. If baseball doesn't play a season, we're going to go from October of 2019 with no baseball. That is bad news for baseball. The NBA can overcome that. Why? Because the NBA is like Hollywood. They have stars. Matt Damon, like John Lee Lewis, is the 30 years before we talk about that day. And then he can hang out with his family for 4 years and not talk about it. And then on George Michael Lewis, and he comes right back up. The internet momentum is cancelable. It would be fine. I'd still go watch stars. Baseball doesn't have stars. Baseball doesn't have a single player right now with a $5 million a year endorsement. The game's on in the summer, there's always a Dodger game on, there's always a Yankee or a Red Sox game. It's just kind of, you kind of go in and out of the season, you get in your car, in the radio, it's a habit sport. You get out of a habit in baseball, that's not good. Baseball, it's a volume sport. If it's 4, they have a ton of talent, they got Mookie Betts down there. I think the NBA is part of the icon. It's very different. But if Colin doesn't think it's important for the NBA to have their playoffs and to have a champion, why the hell is the NBA pushing so badly to have this season, which they can easily just call like that? The NBA's rate is down. I'm not disputing that they have stars, but their star draw hasn't equated to ratings in the regular season. A lot of it because of location, some of it because of injuries in the play, and because of how many games are played. The overall popularity of baseball is just continuing in a different way. And the NBA needs to be back way worse financially than Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball does as well as the NBA over there. Baseball will be impacted more than other leagues. Like Dodger Stadium, they get so many fans year in and year out. Even with 162 games, there's so many sellout games, and baseball leads in attendance more than any other professional sport. So I feel like that's the one area of baseball where them not getting the day-to-day operations, obviously it's going to be the NBA, but I think baseball is going to be even greater extent than basketball.
making it a big deal in each draft. Everybody did what one. But the idea that the NBA doesn't need it, I completely disagree based upon not just his old team, the Packers. Is Aaron Rodgers deserving of an all-decade selection ahead of a Drew Brees? We'll find out next. The Doug Gottlieb Show, Fox Sports Radio. With all that's going on, it's easy to forget to take care of ourselves with exercise. Even if we're staying home and staying safe, we need to keep our bodies moving to keep our spirits high. Our trusted friends at Catonwood, the leaders in CBD, have a way to help. Level Select CBD is a complete line of products, including sports creams and roll-ons. They started with a penetrating formula that on its own is a great sports cream. Then they added enough CBD to be really effective. Level Select CBD is independently tested with 0% THC and made in the USA. It's the choice athletes and non-athletes alike swear by. Visit LevelSelectCBD.com. Order any of their products right now and get 15% off. Use promo code CBD15. That's LevelSelectCBD.com. Promo code CBD15. Or subscribe and save even more. LevelSelectCBD.com.
This report is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We're looking at 5 minutes travel time on both sides of 107 from 787 over to the north bank. 40 minutes total travel time on the north lane. 590 is loaded up in the south of the spring segment for both sides of the northwest. 6-minute travel time both ways on the thruway to the north lane 890. Construction crews wrapping up on the eastbound freeway coming into 890. From the WABY Price Chopper Market 32 Comic Center, I'm Mike Lawson.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and auto insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to Geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
While you can't believe everything on social media these days, you can believe it's possible to start a new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months from the comfort of your own home, even if you have zero computer experience. Instead of waiting to see what happens when life gets back to normal, take control of your future now. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Live online classes meet just twice a week. It's not rocket science, it's mycomputercareer.edu.
There will be parties again soon, and family gatherings. There'll be parades, and sporting events, and concerts. To help our communities when they come back together, respond to the 2020 census now. And spend a few minutes online today to impact the next 10 years of healthcare, infrastructure, and education. Respond online today to make America's tomorrow brighter. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
The world needs more heroes, more action-oriented do-gooders. More, here's how I can help right-hand men and women. The
born from 1945 to 1965? People born during these years are 5 times more likely to have hepatitis C, but most people don't know they are infected. So even if you try to eat right, exercise, and take care of yourself, you can still have hepatitis C, a serious liver disease that often has no symptoms. In fact, people can live with hepatitis C for decades without feeling or looking sick. But over time, hepatitis C can cause serious health problems, including liver damage, liver failure, or even liver cancer. Getting tested is the only way to know if you're infected with hepatitis C. That's why the CDC recommends everyone born from 1945 to 1965 get a blood test for hepatitis C. Treatments are available that can cure this disease. So talk to your doctor about getting tested. It could save your life. A message from the CDC.
WOFX Troy, WGYFM HD2 Albany, W240 EC Albany, Fox Sports 980 and 95.9 FM.
Hosts, or go to CaringWellnessPharmacy.com.
iHeartRadio wants to help with a chance at $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword money to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest.
WGY News brought to you by Curtis Lumber.
WGY AM Schenectady, WGY FM Albany, and iHeart Radio Station.
5 o'clock at News Radio 810 and 103.1 WGY. I'm Jim Gagliardi. Death toll increases locally and around the state from coronavirus. Top stories in a minute. First, traffic and weather. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
We are looking at some very user-friendly travel times on this Tuesday evening. 10-minute travel time each way on the Northway from I-90 to the Twin Bridges. 30 more minutes up into Saratoga Springs. That translates to speed limit volume. Alternate 7 coast to coast, a 5-minute wait. Earlier westbound delays have eased down nicely. And top to bottom on 787, it's a 9-minute travel time. From the WGY Price Chopper Market 32 Traffic Center, I'm Mike Barker.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD.
Shower in the afternoon, the high 56. Mostly cloudy Thursday, breezy with showers, the high 52. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Drew Shannon on News Radio 810 and 103.1 WGY.
Some sun, some clouds, temperature up to 64 degrees now at News Radio 810 and 103.1 WGY. Some local coronavirus positive case numbers. Albany County with 333 cases. Saratoga County now up to 167 cases. Another death in Saratoga County. 78-year-old man from Boston Lake. Death toll in Saratoga County now at 5. Schenectady County up to 145 cases. Rensselaer County now at 67 cases. And the third death announced in that county, a 70-year-old man from East Greenbush who had some underlying conditions, passing away. In Columbia County, a fourth death has been announced from complications from COVID-19. Statewide, almost 5,500 New Yorkers have died from COVID-19, up over 700 from just yesterday. Despite those grim numbers today, Governor Cuomo is saying that there is still an indication New York may be at a plateau as long as social distancing measures stay in place. Looking to the future, Cuomo says he's working with neighboring states to plan how to restart the economies.
How do you start the economy back up? How do you start getting back to work as quickly as possible? It's going to come down to testing. You're going to have to know who had the virus, who resolved the virus, who never had it, and that's going to be tested.
Cuomo says the governor is also working together to call for a federal stimulus bill to help states recover. Some substantial numbers of staff at Union College in Schenectady joining the thousands and thousands of employees around the country who've been furloughed because of coronavirus. College announcing 30% of its workforce, about 275 employees, will be furloughed effective April 18th. Daily Gazette reporting the college will furlough staff who, quote, literally cannot do their jobs without students on campus, with the college's facilities and dining services very much impacted. Union College President David Harris says he expects the furloughed employees to be reinstated after students return to campus. Union College is closed for the remainder of the spring term due to COVID-19. Harris said net loss in room and board revenue since the college has been closed is around $7 million. The Army announcing it will temporarily stop sending new recruits to basic training amid the coronavirus pandemic. More from Fox's Chris Tomlinson.
The head of Army Basic Training says no new recruits will ship out for the next 2 weeks. Officials say the Army had wanted to do this weeks ago, but top Pentagon brass held up the decision. The pause does not affect recruits already at basic training, where drill sergeants now practice social distancing. The Army's decision comes 1 week after the Marine Corps said it would stop sending recruits to boot camp at Parris Island after 2 recruits tested positive for the virus. Officials say only a few hundred Army recruits will be affected. The big numbers come after high school graduation. At the Pentagon, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
WGY News Time 5:04. Wall Street got off to a great start today, up 6, 7, 800 points, but it wound up in negative territory. Let's get the latest from the Bloomberg Market Minute.
This Bloomberg Market Minute on WGY is presented by Boucher Financial Group. 4 CFPs, 1 CPA, and 1 CFA. Now this is expertise you can trust.
It was a down day on Wall Street, with stocks giving up strong early gains by the close. Falling oil prices brought down the market amid doubts that the world's biggest producers will be able to agree on production cuts large enough to offset collapsing demand. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 26. The S&P 500 slipped 4. The Nasdaq Composite gave back 26. Former Fed Chair Ben Bernanke says he does not see a sharp rebound in the economy after the coronavirus pandemic passes, but he says we should be in a substantially better position in a year or two if all goes well. Union College will freeze wages for its upcoming fiscal year and furlough nearly 275 employees as it cuts costs in response to the coronavirus pandemic. The Albany Business Review reports the Schenectady College lost $7 million in revenue and canceled room and board when it closed most of its campus last month. From Bloomberg, I'm Larry Kofsky on 810 and 1031 WGY.
More news, listen to the Daily Dive. The big news stories explained, not shouted. Listen to the Daily Dive each day on the iHeartRadio app, wherever you get your favorite podcasts. WGY News Time 5:06, our next update at 5:30. I'm Jim Gagliardi. More Sean Hannity in a minute on News Radio 810 and 1031 WGY. Capital Region's breaking news, traffic, and weather station.
This is an American Red Cross blood donation alert. We are currently facing a severe blood shortage during this
in those hospitals yesterday.
It's hopeful, he says, but not conclusive.
And no one should let down their guard. No one should stop taking the precautions.
As the city continues responding to the public health crisis, an economic crisis is also coming into light.
The number is staggering. The initial projection is at least 500,000 New Yorkers are either already out of work or soon will be.
There are now 435 sites across the city where any New Yorker can get food, de Blasio says.
It's the same exact standard everywhere. No one is turned away. No one has to pay anything to get as many meals as you need.
He says 2.6 million meals have been handed out over the last 3 weeks. Steve Burns, WCBS News Radio 880.
WCBS News Time, 5:07.
Indoor mold is a health hazard and requires a test before removal. Book an indoor mold test with RTK. We follow health and safety protocols. Visit rtkenvironmental.com.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable, and serving part-time can help you graduate debt-free. Do you want to stay close to friends and family? The Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving part-time in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want. Learn more by visiting nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the New York Army National Guard, aired by the New York State Broadcasters Association and this station.
There will be parties again soon, and family gatherings. There'll be parades, and sporting events, and concerts. To help our communities when they come back together, respond to the 2020 census now. Spend a few minutes online today to impact the next 10 years of healthcare, infrastructure, and education. Respond online today to make America's tomorrow brighter. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
WCBS News Time, 5:08. It's time for traffic and weather together on the 8th. Good afternoon, Tom Kaminsky.
Good afternoon, Linda. Let's start at the George Washington Bridge. We've had some police activity on the
from afar and look at it, but the right lane is still closed there with some police activity, but it is wrapping up on the inbound side. We have the left lane closed there too. That's at least now cleared out of the way. It is heavy on the Harlem River Drive, northbound side in the 140s. Watch for a crash. We had one lane closed there. Still lots of volume in Queens on the LIE eastbound in through Casino Boulevard, but it is starting to ease up. The collision there is now cleared out of the way. Travel lanes open. And note though for you on the southern state eastbound side, right around the area of 110, we now have a crash and one lane is closed at that spot. I'm Tom Kaminsky in the WCBS Traffic Center.
And now we get a check of our weather forecast. Head over to the Weather Center and say good afternoon to Craig Allen.
Hi there, Linda. What a nice day. Because this time the clouds are going to stick with us, unfortunately, and most likely bring some showers. Last night the clouds moved in, about that being about 3, and we will try for 58 to 62 during the day tomorrow. And Wednesday night, past 8 degrees. Right now in the city, I should mention, let's correct myself here, 61, the high was 68. We were 10 degrees above average. The average is 58 that I had mentioned. So we're down to 61. The coastal areas are in the 50s. Tonight's low between 46 and 52, and probably some showers by tomorrow morning, Linda.
We're good with all those 60s and 60-degree temperatures. So thanks, Craig. WCBS News Time is 5:10. Nassau County announced 119 more deaths due to COVID-19 coronavirus, bringing its total to 500. WCBS's Sophia Hall has that story.
Nassau County Executive Laura Curran talks about the hundreds of men and women who have died because of the coronavirus.
Our hearts go out to the families, especially when we can't mourn in the normal ways, and we're just very sad about each and every loss.
She says the new instant antibodies test is very important when it becomes available.
That way, we can make sure that our first responders who work for the county, who work for the people of Nassau County, if they do have the antibodies, they won't need as high a level of PPE as the first responders who don't have the antibodies.
And she spoke about the everyday heroes.
Franklin Square residents Vincent and Gina Santoro, they were cleaning out their garage and found a fresh supply of 395 masks. So that inspired them to get more donations, and they did a big social media push, and within a few hours they were able to collect 1,095 masks that they donated.
Sophia Hall, WCBS News Radio 880. WCBS News Time 5:11.
Pina colada? Caught in the rain.
Ready to own your first real home? The road to own renting can take viable to long terms. That's the role of a realtor. An expert voice of reason helping you navigate the rigmarole of real estate. A trusted ally who knows and represents your rights, so you get all the right guidance on your journey home. Is your agent a realtor? Look, we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are. WCBS News Time 5:12. Time for sports. Major League Baseball has discussed possible scenarios for playing this season. One reported option was sequestering teams in Arizona, where the games would be played without fans. The league said as of now it hasn't sought or received approval from federal and local officials or from the Players Union. The NBA hasn't made a decision about its season. Commissioner Adam Silver said nothing will be decided before May 1st, and maybe not even then. The league and its players are reportedly looking into the viability of multiple rapid blood testing services that would give results within minutes. Former Christ the King star and Illinois big man Kofi Coburn announced he's entering the NBA draft. Also announcing their intentions today are Duke's Cassius Stanley and Arizona's Nico Mannion. WCBS News Time is 5:13. Balance of nature, changing the world one life at a time.
When you hear all this stuff on the radio, you know, you're like, yeah, right. So when I heard the Balance of Nature commercial, I was like, yeah, right. You know, how can those pills give you more energy? But the amazing thing is, it does. It works. All the claims of Balance of Nature work. I mean, I have more energy. Before I started taking Balance of Nature, I would walk up the hill from feeding the horses, and I'd just be dragging. And I'm like, I hate feeling this way. I've got years more to live. I don't want to feel tired all the time. And now I have plenty of energy. I used to have to, you know, always have, okay, I'm going to take a nap at 2 o'clock because I'm so tired I can't stand it, you know, and now I'm taking a nap in weeks.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code ALLNEWS.
New Jersey Transit is currently operating on a modified schedule. For the latest schedule information, visit njtransit.com or download the New Jersey Transit mobile app. Travel should be limited to essential personnel only.
Care-Ride Centers would like to thank their incredible staff that has remained vigilant during these trying times. Not all heroes wear capes, and Care-Ride is fortunate to have heroes that demonstrate such unwavering commitment to their thousands of patients throughout the country.
You're never more than 15 minutes from the big stories on WCBS.
Good afternoon. I'm Linda Lopez. 3 things to know at 5:15. 1, Governor Cuomo says there has been a record 731 new coronavirus deaths in New York State. That brings the state total to 4,758. There are more than 138,000 confirmed cases of the virus now. 2, Governor Phil Murphy has closed all state and county parks to help enforce social distancing. New Jersey also saw its highest single-day number of deaths due to coronavirus at 232. So did Connecticut, where an additional 71 people have died. And 3, over 1,300 members of the FDNY are back at work after being out due to coronavirus-related absences. The department says 1,310 EMTs, paramedics, and firefighters have returned to full duty as the FDNY responds to a record number of medical calls. Those returning to action had either tested positive for COVID-19, were exposed to it, or were suspected of having it and self-quarantined. Well, support groups say they are seeing an increase in children with depression and anxiety due to the COVID-19 outbreak. WCBS reporter Sean Adams has that story.
Coronavirus has created a world of fear, dread, anxiety, and depression for so many people, and has exacerbated the suffering for so many others who struggled with issues prior to its arrival. The Youth Mental Health Project is here to help. The nonprofit's founder, Randy Silverman.
Parents join each other on those confidential virtual support group meetings and find that they're all having very similar problems. That their kids are not engaging, they're fighting with their kids are shutting down, they're depressed. What do they do? And one of the things that's most important to know is they're not alone. They're not terrible parents. Kids who were fragile before COVID-19 tend to be even more fragile now. And we try to really encourage parents to prioritize mental health over academics right now.
You can go to ynhproject.org for resources, educational materials, and virtual support during these desperate times. Sean Adams, WCBS News Radio 80.
The cathedral at St. John the Divine Church in Upper Manhattan is being converted to an emergency hospital. The largest Gothic cathedral in the world will allow its 600-foot-long nave and huge subterranean crypt to be used as a medical facility. It's so big that 9 climate-controlled tents that can hold more than 200 patients will be erected in the cathedral by the end of this week. The underground crypt will be used as a staging area for medical personnel. It's unclear if the beds will be used for coronavirus patients or other patients to help alleviate strained hospitals around the city. WCBS News Time is 5:18. It's time for traffic and weather together on the 8th. What are you seeing out there, Tom Kaminsky?
We are seeing some brake lights, Linda, on the eastbound Southern State Parkway, right at the Nassau-Suffolk border. It is heavy eastbound in that area, about halfway between 110 and 109. We have a collision, and at least one lane is blocked there. We've had some police activity both ways on the upper level of the GWB. That's at least now cleared. Travel lanes reopened there, and really not much of a delay at all. But we do have delays on the Harlem River Drive still, northbound into 140s with a collision. A couple of lanes are blocked, and that's pretty heavy right back toward the area of the RFK Bridge. Note for you now on the Taconic, northbound at the Croton Reservoir Bridge. Watch for a stall there. In terms of mass transit, everything's still running on the essential service plan on the LIRR on Metro North, as well as on the subways. And all of that information pinned to the top of our Twitter feed, which is at WCBS 880 Traffic. You can find it all there. New Jersey Transit still running on the President's Day schedule. PATH trains also running on a modified schedule system-wide. I'm Tom Kaminsky, WCBS Traffic Center.
Let's get a check of our 5-day forecast. Here's meteorologist Craig Allen.
And the clouds are going to start moving in later tonight. Showers will be developing too, and tonight's low between 46 and 52. Tomorrow starts with showery weather. Then clouds may break for some sunshine. I don't think it gets as warm as it did today. We had a few good hours of great sunny weather again this afternoon, but tomorrow a little more cloudiness hanging around, so 58 to 62, upper 50s, low 60s. As Passover begins, it should be dry, but a lot of clouds, low in the 40s. Thursday, though, showers likely again, and even a chance of a thunderstorm. The worst of it probably between 10 and 4, I would say. So in other words, the whole middle of the day, showers and a possible thunderstorm, 54 to 58. Stay connected with the Altice 5-day forecast on Friday. Biggest thing you'll remember is the wind. There could be a sprinkle or a passing shower, but very, very windy on Friday, high 50 to 55. Saturday, a mix of sun and clouds, winds diminishing, highs in the mid-50s. Easter Sunday, cloudy, should be dry at the start. Definitely looks like a wet ending to the day on Sunday, and a high near 60. Currently in the city with a breeze off the water.
It's Craig. WCBS News Time is 5:20. Police and fire departments in a number of North Jersey towns are making sure that kids who are missing out on celebrating birthdays because of stay-at-home orders still get some birthday joy. In towns like Westwood, Fort Lee, Prospect Park, Morristown, and Morris Township, police and firefighters are offering any young celebrant a drive-by birthday celebration, complete with fire trucks, police cars, ambulances, sirens going, lights flashing. Morristown and Morris Township also drop off a goodie bag filled with junior police badges and pencils. Well, in this time of need for so many people, the company that developed the massive Hudson Yards community along the West Side Highway is giving back. In Maker Story, supported by the New York Community Bank and the NYCB family of banks, serving the needs of communities in good times and bad since 1859.
Related Companies has a $60 billion real estate portfolio, which includes the largest private development in the country, Hudson Yards. This is CEO Jeff Black.
You know, what's unique about our situation, you know, we can do more than just contributing dollars. We actually have people with talent and experience that in this particular crisis could be very valuable.
And so his company has hit many sides of the front lines. They've partnered with World Central Kitchen to build a kitchen on 34th and 11th Avenue for first responders and doctors working at the nearby Javits Center Field Hospital.
The food will all be prepared at Jose Andres' restaurant, Little Spain, and brought over to this food kitchen. And the volunteers will come from the Hudson Yards community.
Among other projects, the company has also deployed hundreds of construction workers to revive the shuttered Beth Israel Hospital downtown. Blau says 700 beds will soon be online. Mac Rosenberg, WCBS News Radio 880.
WCBS News Time, 5:22.
To my WCBS 880 listeners, we know how important it is for you to stay connected during this time. That's why our friends at Optimum are here and ready to support you. Their advanced fiber network is prepared to meet the demands of your homes and businesses. So whether you're working from home, connecting with loved ones, or taking classes online, you don't miss a beat. Plus, they're even helping TV customers stay entertained at home by offering free previews of several TV networks, including Showtime, Disney Junior, Cooking Channel, Hallmark Channel, and more. So the whole family has more shows and movies to watch at no extra cost. Personally, I've been using my TV and internet at home now more than ever. My family is entertained, watching tons of shows and movies, and thanks to Optimum speeds of up to 1 gig, I'm able to stay connected to all of you. For more on what they're doing, visit Optimum.com. Keep you connected. Okay, Marcus commercial, take one.
With a Marcus by Goldman Sachs no penalty CD. Wait, there's a typo. A no penalty CD? That can't be right.
No, that's right. No penalties. All right, take two.
With a Marcus by Goldman Sachs no penalty CD, you get a fixed rate of 1.7%. 1.7%?
Let's just get through the script, okay? Take three.
With a Marcus by Goldman Sachs no penalty CD, you get a fixed rate of 1.7% on your money. There are no penalties if you withdraw your balance early. Come on, man. Even if you withdraw your balance early?
Look, if you're not going to read the script, I could just do it myself.
Okay. With a Marcus by Goldman Sachs no penalty CD, you get a fixed rate of 1.7% for 7 months on your money. There are no penalties if you withdraw your balance early, and you keep the interest you earned. Wow, really?
Yes. Sign up for a no-penalty CD today. You can money with Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Learn more at marcus.com.
$500 minimum balance required to earn stated annual percentage yield, which may change before account is funded. Pay withdrawal full balance beginning.
And the White House Coronavirus Task Force will bring that to CBS. And here's Bloomberg's Tracy Jonke.
Linda, the Wall Street gains so strong at the beginning of the day disappeared at 78.87. The S&P is down 4 points. The Bloomberg WCBS Land Rover Tri-State Business Index is up 1.5%. Beefed up jobless benefits may be leading more employers to furlough their workers. The Wall Street Journal reports that when Equinox started furloughing some workers, the upscale fitness chain's executive chairman said the government assistance was the reason. Macy's has said so too. Chain stores have now furloughed well over 1 million workers. The owner of TJ Maxx and Marshalls is the latest to announce that it will stop paying most of its temporarily laid off workers. For TJX, the payments stop coming after the pay period that ends this Saturday. With the money news at 25 and 55 on WCBS, I'm Bloomberg's Tracy Jonke.
They don't know your names. They have never seen you before, but when they meet you for the first time, you become their heroes and lifesavers without names. The entire Major World staff and their families say thank you to everyone who's on the front lines for their courage and efforts to keep everyone safe. Major World pledges to all of you. They will be here for you day and night, today, tomorrow, and forever. MajorWorld.com or 800-MAJOR-AUTO.
Hi, I'm Sal Farrell, President and CEO of Allure Home Improvements. For 75 years, Allure has been improving homes on Long Island, and we are proud of the difference we've made in so many lives. In these uncertain times, all of us at Allure are dedicated to the one home we have in common, Long Island. Now is the time to unite, because we're all in this together.
Allure Home Improvements, your friend in the business, offering online virtual consultations. Bring your home improvement project to life from the comfort of your own home. We go to extremes to build your dreams, even virtually. Visit Allure.com.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans and Rocket Mortgage. During the challenging times we're all experiencing, our top priority is the health and safety of the communities we serve. And while it's true that things are changing rapidly every day, one thing that'll never change is our commitment to giving you the best mortgage experience. At Rocket Mortgage, our guiding philosophy of every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, exists for times like right now. We understand that hardships may arise, and we're prepared to help. If you currently work with us and need assistance with your mortgage, contact us 24/7 at rocketmortgage.com. As we all think about ways to save money, let me remind you that mortgage rates are near historic lows. If you think right now is the right time to refinance your mortgage, our home loan experts are available to help you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rocketmortgage.com.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Sinai Health System, we are ready to help. If you're feeling sick, visit mountsinai.org to access all of our virtual care options.
We expect a press conference shortly from President Trump and the White House Coronavirus Task Center. First with Tom Kaminsky.
All right, Linda, we go back over to the southern state eastbound side, right at the Nassau-Suffolk border between 110 and 109 and into Suffolk counties. We did have a collision on the Taconic northbound side, right around the Croton Reservoir Bridge. That's now cleared. Those travel lanes at that spot have now been reopened. We still, however, few delays that we're seeing in the anywhere around. No problems on the Major D, and if you're going to use that approach to the outbound GWB, even the Cross Bronx, no problems to the outbound side of the George. Now, we did have some police activity on the upper level GW, but that's been cleared. Those travel lanes have now been reopened there. Through Fairfield County, no problems at this point on the Connecticut Turnpike or the Merritt Parkway. Here comes Greg with the forecast.
Still pretty nice outside. If you are near the coastline, you can feel the chilly southeasterly breeze off the ocean. It is down in the 50s and dropping pretty quickly. But still, around the city and most inland areas, it's 60 or better. Tonight's low will range from 46 in the suburbs, especially the coastal suburbs, to about 52 in the city. Showers also on the way for later tonight, especially after midnight. Those showers will be here tomorrow morning when you first get up. The clouds may break for some sun in the afternoon.
High 58 to 62, not quite as warm as today. Partly cloudy for Wednesday night, and Thursday, the next round of showers for the afternoon hours, especially the whole mid-portion of the day, actually. And there's a chance of a thunderstorm as well, and a high between 54 and 58. A very windy Friday coming up. It is 61, and the humidity is 27%.
More than just the headlines. This is WCBS News Radio 880.
New York has a record number of deaths in a single day due to coronavirus. Governor Cuomo announced that 731 more people have died. There are more than 138,000 cases in the state. 72,000 of those are in New York City. New Jersey's governor shuts down all state and county parks. The Garden State now has 44,000 cases, more than 1,200 deaths. Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson remains in intensive care, but Downing Street says he's not on a ventilator. Acting Navy Secretary Thomas Modly has resigned after firing the commanding officer of the coronavirus-stricken U.S. theater. News time is 5:31. Governor Cuomo has been talking about where we are, where we're headed, and what might come next. WCBS reporter Peter Haskell listened in on the governor's briefing, and he on the
CU patients are down, the number of intubations are down, hospitalizations are up, but the 3-day average is improving, so it looks like the curve might be flattening. What that means is the rate of increase is declining. We're still working first up very little, actually. The governor says asking people to continue to stay away from others.
On pause through the end of the month. Is there any word on when that pause might end?
There is no word, but the governor is talking about what would happen to restart the state of business and the state of commerce. The first thing he said is that New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut would work together. They would take a regional approach. One thing Cuomo wants is large-scale testing for antibodies. If you can test and find out who might have been exposed to the virus, who might have had it, and who is better, that means those people built up an immunity. Those people would be the first ones to get back to work, the first ones who can avoid these restrictions, and the first ones who are going to help us get our lives back to normal, opening stores, schools, businesses, religious institutions, anything. But you need the antibody testing on a large scale. We don't have that yet. And Cuomo is hoping we can do that sometime soon.
Yeah, and putting a timeline on that won't be easy. WCBS's Peter Haskell joining us. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
New Jersey now has more than 44,000 confirmed cases of the coronavirus. Overnight, the number of deaths tied to the outbreak jumped by 232. That was the most in one day for the state. And WCBS reporter Kevin Rincon joins us now on the Newsline. Now, what are New Jersey's numbers showing?
Well, Linda, the numbers are showing us this is still a major problem. Not only did the state get over 3,300 new confirmed cases of COVID-19, we're still seeing a lot of people at the hospital. At the moment, the governor's office says about 7,000 people have been hospitalized and remain there. Of those, 1,600 are in the ICU. A majority, 94% of those people in the ICU are on ventilators. So, however you look at the numbers, this is an issue that's not going away, and an issue that continues to get the message from the governor and his team, and that message being stay home, don't go out unless you have to, and make sure to now have that face covering and wash your hands, to be proactive to make sure that it doesn't continue to spread.
Yeah, and they are urging that stay-at-home order, the social distancing. They're taking new measures, too, on that front.
That's right. Two things they did today. One, Governor Murphy, extended the public health emergency. That was set to expire in 2 days. That was extended for another month. And more immediate, Governor Murphy shut down state and county parks through an executive order. He says that decision was not an easy one, but they were still seeing way too many people congregating and ignoring social distancing rules, especially as the weather has turned nicer. It's been sunnier, milder temperatures. A lot more people were going to the park. So he is hoping that with this extra measure, this executive order, people will stop doing that to continue to flatten the curve.
That's right. He reminded people there's lots more sun and summer to come, so we can wait a little bit. Now, students are still learning at home, so what's the update for students who are still stuck at home learning with their parents?
There was also two moves on that front today. The governor signed an executive order that would extend certain deadlines for school districts whose elections were coming up this month until next month. The reason he did that would allow these school districts to have more time to certify their budgets and to make key staffing decisions into the next school year. So that buys those school districts another months of more time to make those crucial decisions for the next school year. He also signed an executive order that waives still graduate that testing requirement. By that being waived, there are some other things too in terms of this school year, obviously, as those tests are.
Thank you so much. WCBS News Time, 5:36.
Social supplies.
Your Small's one-on-one partnership and tailored tech solutions, like computers with performance network. 677 by Dell to speak.
Many of you are probably at home now. You can use some of the time to spring clean, which brings me to that old car just taking up space in your garage. The time has come to get rid of it. When you donate your car to Cars for Kids, it can live on by giving kids a chance to succeed. And it can all be done in the comfort of your home. Thousands of people have experienced the ease and a car should be no different. They'll send here. See for go to carsforkids.com or call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS now to donate. Remember, that's cars with a K.
WCBS News Time, 5:38. It's time for traffic and weather. Together on the 8th, here's Tom Kaminsky.
All right, a couple of things cleared away now in Westchester on the Taconic northbound at the Croton Reservoir Bridge. We had a stall there. Cleared Sawmill Parkway, some delays as we get up through the Greenberg area around Farragut Parkway. We had a collision there. Pretty quickly cleared away. We go to Suffolk and Nassau, easing up now in the southern state. Eastbound at 109, the collision there is now cleared. And the Harlem River Drive, still some delays both ways north of the RFK Bridge, right there in the 140s, but a crash has now been removed on the northbound side. Those northbound travel lanes have been reopened. I'm Tom Kaminsky in the WCBS Traffic Center.
Let's get a check of our weather forecast. Here's meteorologist Craig Allen. We'll just get you a look at the forecast here. Tonight we expect clear skies, just a few clouds rolling in, low around 50 degrees. Then late into the evening, some showers could develop toward the morning. Tomorrow we'll see showers during the day and the high will be near 60 degrees. On Thursday, showers again likely and even a chance of a thunderstorm. The high will be 57 on Thursday. Friday, partly cloudy, windy, and cool. Just a chance, though, of some rain. And the high will be 54 degrees, so quite a bit cooler than we've gotten used to. Right now in Manhattan, we've got sunny skies. It's 61 degrees. WCBS News Time is 5:40. More fallout today over the coronavirus-stricken aircraft carrier, the USS Theodore Roosevelt. Now, acting Navy Secretary Thomas Maudley is resigning. He's the one who fired the ship's commanding officer, Captain Brent Crozier. That was after Crozier sent a letter requesting assistance. Yesterday, somebody leaked Maudley addressing the ship's crew with profanity. Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson remains in intensive care. He was transferred there nearly 24 hours ago as his symptoms of COVID-19 worsened. CBS News correspondent Elizabeth Palmer has the latest.
Britain's Prime Minister spent the night in intensive care getting oxygen, but Downing Street says he's not on a ventilator. Late last week, Boris Johnson emerged briefly from his residence to applaud health workers, but in a Twitter video admitted he wasn't well enough yet to end his isolation.
Last night, still have one of the symptoms, a minor symptom of I still have a temperature.
That was clearly an understatement. 48 hours later, Johnson was in the hospital.
That's CBS News correspondent Elizabeth Palmer reporting. A link has been uncovered between the coronavirus and air pollution. Researchers at Harvard found people with greater exposure to dirty air are more likely to die if they get infected. The study looks specifically at a dangerous particle matter known as PM2.5. A small increase in long-term exposure to that compound correlates with a large increase in the mortality rate. If there's a silver lining here, pollution levels have fallen because of the drop in activity caused by stay-at-home orders. Well, looking for a face covering, but you're not handy enough to make your own? CBS News correspondent Matt Piper tells us where you can find one.
The Public Health Authority is still urging the general public not to wear surgical masks or N95 respirators. But a basic cloth face covering is recommended for use in settings like grocery stores and pharmacies. Classic menswear maker Buck Mason is selling a 5-pack of non-medical reusable cotton face masks. Online marketplace Etsy, which features homemade wares from thousands of sellers, says it's sold hundreds of thousands of them so far. Clothing maker Los Angeles Apparel is selling a pack of 3 cotton face masks for $30 on its website. A variety of bandanas and ski-type masks are immediately available through outdoor retailer REI's website. Matt Piper, CBS News.
WCBS News Time is 5:42, and we are awaiting the press conference from President Trump from the White House with the White House Coronavirus Task Force. We expect that to start now, and we will bring you to the White House now.
Today we continue to send our love to...
Good products don't sell themselves, and out of sight means out of business. Didit delivers marketing for today. DIDIT.com.
Not everything is closed. Here are just some people open for business. Old Glory Kitchen and Spirits in Keyport, Longfellow's Coffee in Kinnelon, Mr. Cupcakes in Clifton, Haley's Harp and Pub in Metuchen, Lacey's Bridge Tavern on Staten Island. If your company is open for business, let us know at WFAN.com/open for business. WFAN is helping New York State connect.
Subscription required. Affordable. You pay joy. That's right. Doctors online who can evaluate you and prescribe your ED medication. And really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to We're coming to you live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town.
Eastbound just past Route 109 into the XR's Mule. I've seen many places make your way to Midtown or downtown. West or see delays on the Brooklyn-bound Brooklyn Bridge. You give yourself 5 to 10 at the George, inbound and outbound at the Holland and Lincoln to see minor delays on Bloomingdale.
A little bit earlier on, Paul O'Neill, John Sterling. We had the Boomer and Geo. You can listen to JJ. It's all right there in front of you. And we'll talk a little NFL draft tomorrow. Charles Davis will.
How you doing? All the best to you and your families.
Same to you, man.
I gotta get to my point about that Victor Cruz game, but first a little bit of an issue with Evan. I took one of your recommendations the other day on Twitter about friends from college.
Yeah,
I told my girlfriend into it. I loved it. It was hilarious. You just gotta let us know they're gonna leave us on this huge cliffhanger. The show is canceled for the 3rd season.
Diego, I didn't warn you that. Oh, this is a show called Friends from College? Yeah, here's the thing about Friends from College. It is and I'm glad you liked it. That makes me feel good. It's a tremendous show. It's great, and it got canceled. So the last episode, which is crazy, I don't want to give anything away, you're excited for the next season to come out, and it's not coming. So that's the negative to it. You're entertained for, a day or two if you binge it, but you don't get the satisfaction of a result. But I thought I warned people about that.
Maybe I just missed it, but now she's not talking to me, so now I got to endure to whatever show she turns me on to next.
Well, can I throw one more idea at you?
Sure.
All right. Now, you may have already seen the show, but I loved it when it was on. I'm rewatching it because my wife never saw it, and that's How I Met Your Mother. Have you ever seen that show?
I watched it from start to finish.
Oh, okay. So you've already
I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, tremendous.
But now on to my point. So I remember that game vividly because, that's probably what came to mind is you guys realize that it's been 9 years since that game happened. And I know the Giants advanced and went on to face Atlanta at home that season. That's probably the last meaningful game, like football game, MetLife, with serious implications, and it's almost a decade. It just reminds me of the miserable state of New York football at the moment.
Look, it does. And look, in the short term, the Giants won the Super Bowl. That cannot be ignored.
Right.
Okay, that's a pretty big.
It cannot be ignored, and that game ignited the run to the Super Bowl too.
Yes. Now, you are correct that when you look at both teams, Giants included in this, even though, again, I don't want this to be an understatement, the Giants won the Super Bowl.
Correct.
After that game, it kind of sparked them. Yeah, both teams have been terrible. I mean, both teams have had kind of a glimmer of hope. Like, the Giants did have a year in which they won 11 games and made the playoffs.
Correct.
It didn't go anywhere. They lost in the first round at Green Bay. We all get it. Outside of that, they've been horrendous. And we know about the Jets. Their glimmer of hope was losing Week 17 to the Buffalo Bills.
In 15.
But you're right, in essence, that moment, even though, again, the Giants won the Super Bowl, was one of the last few moments we've had over the last decade. This was overall. No. But I should point out, because it's never an understatement to say this, Joe, the Giants won the Super Bowl after that game.
They did.
So, listen, yeah, the Giants have been bad, there's no doubt. And I don't know how it's going to turn around this year. There'll be no mini camps. Who knows about Joe Judge? I get all of that. But that game sparked the Giants to not only beating the Jets and getting to 8-7 and winning the following week.
That's what we were thinking. Right. They went to Philadelphia, where they never have. The only team in football that they have never beaten is the Philadelphia Eagles. They've never beaten them. They only play them once every 4 years. But they went into Philly and got absolutely slaughtered. I think going to play. It was just a hard. You're right. They were, but they never recovered from it.
Right, and that's the big difference. I totally understand that after that, the Giants missed the playoffs 4 straight years, and then finally had the kind of the blip on the radar in 2016, the Ben McAdoo playoff year. But for the Jets, it is a direct line to ineptitude.
Yep.
And it occurred coming off a period of time in which the Jets had a great run. I mean, to get to back-to-back title games, you mentioned the Giants were coming. I mean, they were very after their first round bye.
Philadelphia.
Okay? Against Philadelphia. And really, at home, and it all started with playing. So going into that game in that moment on Christmas Eve, imagine where the incredible postseason run. Another one for the 80s.
You realize at the time that the Jets were kind of falling apart going on with that team. We didn't know it at that time.
No question. And I don't think this is saying much because I understand. So, maybe even more so, you tell me because you remember it, the Jets knocking the Giants out final week of the year. Mm-hmm. The most significant local game in the long term. It's so significant for both.
And it's one, and it certainly is in the conversation, and I have to sit and think about it. The Spike game comes to mind as well, but it's certainly in the conversation as the worst regular season loss the Jets ever had. I mean, it's certainly in that discussion.
No doubt. No question about it. But yeah, I mean, it's been, but one thing to his point is, it's been a bad run for the Jets.
It's real bad. There's no doubt.
To the point where that all-decade team featured one guy in Darrelle Revis and no one else that you would even make a case for.
No question.
question about it.
We got to get into that because there are a couple of guys who I thought got left off that all decade team. We'll get into that tomorrow. We have time.
We could do that.
Let's go to Sam in Los Angeles. Hey, Sam.
Sam in LA. Hi, Sam.
Hey guys, first of all, really enjoying the bracket games. Got a little bet going with my cousin. We both filled out brackets, so look forward to it every day.
Who's got a sponsor? Where's Gelb? Gelb, let's sponsor this. Shouldn't they be sponsored? I mean, really, I think this is something, why don't you get Gelb, Greg, you?
I think he's on it. I think he's on it.
Oh, Gelb is on it already?
Yeah, I think he's working on it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely should. But I want to talk about the toughest matchup you said today with the Reva stream, because as just looking at it in a pure football perspective, you have to say that it kind of was a good trade. Like you said, got the first round pick that ended up being Richardson, like good player, and the Bucks cut Reva for next year. So like if you wanted to get him back, you could have signed him back. But I do understand why it's painful and emotional. As I'm a Giants fan, I want to compare a little bit to the Odell trade, which also is probably a good trade football-wise. Like he obviously, he has attitude issues and wasn't good at all this past year, but still has like the face of the franchise. I'm not saying he was as good as Revis or not a Hall of Fame caliber yet, but still was like one of the faces of the franchise. Really exciting player. Like it still hurts me to see him in a Browns uniform and like want him to be making plays.
I really miss Odell Beckham on your team. I mean, really, I really admit you do.
I do.
I'm a little surprised by that.
Well, the thing, Sam, is that, and look, I think you explained it well, Joe, that your view on this whole thing evolved because of
course,
where Darrell ended up and what ended up happening.
Right.
I think there are things that can happen where I could see 5 years from now a Giant fan ruining the day they trade Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
But I do not think we're even close to that day. Because a lot of things have to happen for you to rue that day. First of all, I think that the Giants have to be, having this search for receivers to surround Daniel Jones with. And Beckham's got to be good and he's got to win.
I got to tell you this. I was watching on the, I forget who said this, but it's a great line about Beckham. They're talking about, it was the 100 game changers, for the 100-year anniversary of the NFL. Beckham was the like that. And I think it was a man, woman, or whatever. But it's a perfect, this to me sums up Odell Beckham. And this person said Odell Beckham is the Kim Kardashian of the NFL. You know what? I think that's a great way to describe it. Because he's more concerned about his brand and being this, Twitter or whatever, this social media icon, than he is about being a great wide receiver. And that's my issue with Odell Beckham.
I think that's all completely.
About that other stuff, if you will, than he is about being this great receiver. I know he's got all the talent in the world, and great. Wake me up when he's anything close to what Jerry Rice was or somebody in that ilk.
Right, and that would be what would happen to really regret. So I think our last caller may be in the minority on how they feel.
Bro, have a great rest of your day. Be well, be your family, everybody. Be safe, everybody out there. I want to thank all the callers. Great job as always. Could not do without you. I want to thank Paulo Cavado.